Welcome, welcome, welcome. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the stream. It is Friday. Happy Friday. Hope you're all having a great day. Got a good weekend planned out and all ready to go. And in this stream, what are we doing? We are trying to build ourselves a company worth $1 million, or at least a company that generates $1 million every single year. That's what we're working towards. And today, what we're going to be jumping into is just doing some road mapping or some planning out on the newsletter that we're going to be starting along with our podcast called Unconventional Mindset. So that's what we're going to do. Let's just go on here. Just a quick recap. Here's what we did in Asana yesterday, just kind of getting things a little bit organized and all the things that we want to do. These goals here, we actually moved these goals into this section over here, I think. Oh, this was for the business. That's for Pixel, not so much for this one. Okay, so we'll leave those here. So our goal is to get 5,000 newsletter subscribers. And so what we need to do is put a little bit of a roadmap in place for how we think we're going to be able to get there. And one thing that I want to do is I want to go back to just a quick Word document here, and we're going to start writing out. Like, one of the first things I think we need to do is we need to figure out what our audience is going to be and who they are, because without narrowing an audience, we don't really know what kind of tone or how we kind of want to write things. And I think this is actually really going to help not only figuring out the newsletter, but it's also going to help the podcast, and it's also going to help Pixel Media as well too, because I kind of have a few ideas running around in my head. So basically, the idea in my head is to target an audience that are people that are just wanting to start business or just wanting to, become an entrepreneur and figure all that kind of stuff out. And then Pixel Media, of course, is trying to figure out how to do that, how to create a successful business or what have you. But it would make a whole lot of sense if Pixel Media was tailored to help out those people as well within that business, right? So, are you a new entrepreneur? Well, maybe you should go to Pixel because Pixel helps new entrepreneurs develop a website or whatever. Of course, people that are new are going to be conscientious of money or whatever too. So I'm going to have to kind of think about how my pricing is going to go to tailor that specific market. But I think that's how everything could really, really flow together. And I think it'll really help me with the idea in my head of what truly is important to me. And I think before, it was just trying to I have to do business, and the stuff that I like to do, I want to make that into business. But I think just the act of creating businesses and doing business is what's really, I say motivational and inspirational, whatever, to me. The idea of taking a business, growing it, and making it super successful, just that process alone, whatever the hell the business happens to be, is amazing. And then if I could figure out ways how I could create systems or whatever and just understand the game, just get that skill of what it takes to build a business, then you could just extrapolate that into other businesses. So once I build $1 million business, why can't I build 2 or 3 or whatever? Or just scale up from 1 million to 10 million. That's a big jump. 10 million to 100 million. 100 million to a billion. There's all those steps along the way. And maybe some businesses can get there, some can or whatever. That's all part of the game. It's just figuring this stuff out. So super excited, and I think everything flows. So figure out the audience, who we want to talk to, or who we want to talk to, who we want to reach with our messaging. And then we're also doing the work about figuring out what we can do, try it out, test it out within Pixel, and then have Pixel itself be a vehicle which can help other people kind of achieve their goals too, if that makes sense. I think it makes perfect sense to me. So this is gonna flow. I'm super excited. I just want to work on this nonstop. It's super, super exciting. Okay, so let's go with this unconventional mindset newsletter. Just strategy. Just thinking. Let's think strategy here. Strategy 2023. right? Okay. So let's just say, who do we want to reach, right? Okay, let's bring this up a little bit. Who do we want to reach? What can we say here? How do we want to target? There's all kinds of different ways you can target. How can you target people? I'm just gonna write this by like location, gender, obviously like the industry, and then even the sub industry. Just like interests, like parenting, social status, money. I mean, lots of different things, right? Okay. Interest, oh my God. Interest, there we go. Okay. So who do we want to reach? New entrepreneurs. And we want to target let's say people thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. Like bootstrappers. AKA not a lot of money. Slash want to build slowly and not with like other people's money. I mean, it's like, I don't think we really need to concern ourselves so much about narrowing down geographically. Like, obviously the people that I'm going to try to reach out for the live stream are going to be people that are local, so we can get them in the studio. But I do maybe Canada or Canadians. What about age? I'm gonna put that in here. Age as well. Age, I mean, it could be anybody really. For now, I mean, there's some specific things that maybe I can speak to let's say people like wanting to leave their 9 to 5, but have family obligations, or like a family to take care of, right? And in terms of industry, in terms of what kind of business, I mean, obviously I could think of tech business. You know, do I start by saying, I don't know that I'm going to write this down to think about this. Do I niche to only speak of digital businesses? You know, so then the audience is, are you someone who wants to learn how to start, like, you know, a web design company? Is that, I think I might be. Huh. I think that might be more into what Pixel might need to be doing when Pixel starts creating content, right? No, I definitely don't want to go someone like that niche. Not with an unconventional mindset. Definitely in the material that Pixel will be writing or making. No. Okay. Okay. So, what does this person listed above, what does this person want to know? What do they want to know / what would be of interest to them? So those people, what are they going to want? So somebody that doesn't like their job, they're thinking of ways to get out. They want to start their own business, but they don't know why. They don't know how. And they don't know what to do. Maybe they don't know where to start. So basically, they'd want to know things that they can do to start. So so that could be it could be Do we need to dig down into the actual things that they need to do to start right now in this? I think this is more of an overall general strategy. And then from there, then we can kind of get into the weeds. On legal and tax. I think that kind of stuff is important for somebody who's new. What else do they want to know? I mean, seeing what success looks like, just like case studies or examples. Understanding the pitfalls and areas where they can trip up. And areas of failure, I could just say. Maybe something about like the work ethic involved. Involved? How did I spell that right? Oh, it's an I? Ugh. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of zoning out to this music here. So what do I have with this information? Right? So if I know what they want or who they are, I mean, I don't necessarily know what they want. I think that's going to be a lot of trial and error. Well, not trial and error, but I mean, I feel like I have a good idea because I'm a beginner entrepreneur and I know the things that I want to learn and things that I have learned so far. So sticking to that, I think, is a good thing. So let's bring it into this. Let's bring it into the live stream. So this could be pretty like. So, okay. So that's the audience, but I also let's talk about like distribution and promotion, or in other words, like how to get newsletter subscribers. Right? So, right. So I think what I want to do is first thing is I'm going to line up 4 podcasts ready to go and promote guests on the website. One thing to consider is that it might be a little bit tricky in the summer to get some people, but hopefully we'll be okay. Line up 4 podcasts ready to go. That's ready to go. Ready to go and have newsletter ready before launching. And actually, we should make this into like a step. So we film and shoot 4 podcasts. They're going to be ready to go. They're all going to be released on one day. And the newsletter is going to be there. So the website is going to be live. So the newsletter is going to be there. I think so once that's up, I think I don't think I want to promote it to people until the first podcasts are live. I'm not sure. Okay, so day 1, the podcasts go live, then send out like email to all friends, family, contact email list. So, I've got hundreds or whatever people, send that all out. I've never, ever done that in anything that I've sent out or that I've done. So now would be the one time to use that hey guys, you're on my list because we've been in touch at some point rather than the other. I'm starting this new thing. Check it out. We got 4 people on this podcast. This is what we're starting. This is what we're talking about. I would love it so much if you subscribe to this newsletter, or subscribe, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So that's all going to go on day 1. Okay. And then after that, then what can we do? What strategy can we use? It's almost like, think of like a weekly thing of what we can do. And then we can kind of test to see how it works. And I'm not quite sure what all those things are going to be, but so hopefully after that first blast, we can get, like 50 subscribers or something like that. Who knows? So there's going to be, let's see, say going on other people's podcast, collaborating with other business owners. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm just going to throw it in there. What else can we do? Oop. Just pour myself a little bit more sparkling water here. Okay, going on other people's podcast. Yeah, so if there's other podcasts out there that says, hey, I'm a business owner, or this is what I do, maybe you'd be of interest to have me on your podcast. Is there anything else I can think of right now? I don't know. What other things on social media can I do with the unconventional mindset? I think breaking down the podcast into lots and lots of little shorts would be a fantastic thing to do. And then have basically a link in a link to newsletter, subscription in social media, and then just like cut up like the podcast into small shorts, reels, tick. I don't know how to spell this stupid thing. Right. Yeah. And hopefully we can get like lots of content, We also have to think of cut up live stream into small shorts, reels. Are they called talks? I don't know what they're called. So yeah, that's definitely gonna keep me busy. So with all this, okay, so I love this. So I want to talk a little bit about, so I think this is a good strategy. So I think that's what I said we're going to do today, right? We're going to figure out our strategy to build our newsletter. So how's this going to get us to 5,000? I don't know. I don't know if or when. I shouldn't say if. When. I don't know when it's going to get us to 5,000. Oh, got that positive mindset. So we kind of have an idea of our audience. So if we know what our audience is, we kind of have an idea of what they want. So we know what kind of content is that we're going to develop. And so I can get started with this. I can start thinking of brainstorming ideas of posts to write for the newsletter. Again, just once a week, just to get in people's inboxes or what have you. Probably the most direct, best form of connection you can have. And then promotion. So how are we gonna get people to sign up? So blast all the people that I know when we first launch, and of course have the people that are guests say, hey, tell all your friends or whatever that it's that. Let's just say that. Tell guests to tell their friends. And then see if we can go on other people's podcasts and say like, hey, I'd love to be on your podcast. Maybe that's a good opportunity for me to promote myself and a new audience. And then there could also be, now that I'm thinking about it, guest posting articles on other blogs, websites. I don't know if there's something like that could be done. We'll try that. I like it. Guest posting articles on other blogs, collaborating with other business owners. Yeah, then we could collaborate somehow. Again, I don't know how, just quite yet, but yeah, we'll do that. This is a little bit of a nebulous term right now, but I think that's going to play out as I go out to the streets and start talking with business owners and getting to know them and getting to know people. Yeah, so that's good. Okay. And another thing that I want to do while we're here, while we're working away, planning things out, strategizing. Why is this thing being like so annoying? This needs to be loose a little bit. There we go. Okay. This is like creaking too. It's supposed to be this super quiet thing, and now it's loud and noisy. Okay. What was I thinking? Right. I'm thinking of Pixel. So I'm thinking of completely reworking this whole structure and completely working how I want to interact with clients and customers. So if my audience, this goes back to what I was saying earlier, if my audience are new entrepreneurs and people that want to start out, one of the big things, of course, is that they're going to want a website. Everyone should have some kind of website or social media presence, all that kind of stuff. So what better thing to do than to start a company or to have Pixel be tailored specifically to help them? Now, just because I'm helping out startups and small businesses or what have you, and maybe do it in a way that's easy and cheap for them, but also profitable for me, doesn't necessarily mean I can't reach those high-end clients. That is what I kind of want to go with, right? So with that being said, I think I want to change how this whole setup is for my pricing and how people can get in touch with me, because I love the idea of kind of turning around a service more into a product where, if you want a website, then you just kind of sign up, and then it's, I don't know, like think of something that's reasonable, like $2,500 plus $200 a month or something like that, right? So then you get a website and away you go. And then we could do something where like your website's delivered in like 7 days or something like that. So maybe let's think about how we can do this. Let's just talk about productize Pixel. I can't remember which stream it was, but it was a few streams ago. We're kind of talking about this, and it just makes a whole whack of sense. Okay, how to productize Pixel. So we can sell services as subscriptions. So as an example, we know that, let's put this out there. What's it called? So like Design Joy, as an example, offers just like design services for $5,000 a month. And those services are almost entirely like Figma design oriented. So you know, just web design, just the design part of it, stationery, presentations, etc. So let's look at the server. Okay, let's maybe think about, that's kind of an idea, right? To put that out there, because that's something that I do. Like, I've been a designer for forever, so I certainly could offer design services. So let's put it out there, the services that I could offer. I'm not saying that I should, but this is what I could offer. So just design, web development, and let's just put CMS here. We could put application development as well. We could do video editing, course creation, It's funny because I remember a couple days ago I was pretty excited about the idea of just doing like course creation for people. But the problem with that, especially if you're filming, is it is something where you have to be local to somebody. I could offer as a subscription. And then I just want to put it out here. Still offer I don't, just premium packages. I mean, that's a bad term now. For people wanting more, let's say, engagement. That could be like social media strategy / long-term like growth and development. Okay. So if we were to do this, I mean, we could break it down into these things that I could do. So let's say we were to do a web design service. What could that look like price point? Hmm. So, and there could be different tiers, right? But I don't want to get too complicated. So you could say, so you could have a website with like 10 pages. And then like a blog part of it. Yeah, that's a little bit tough. So you can have, okay, so we can do this, like a static website with like 10 pages. I always hate this whole idea of charging by the page. But that would have to do with how much maintenance is actually going to be involved. A site with 10 pages is going to be completely different from a site with like 1,000 pages. With 10 pages, yeah, you know, that is, but again, they're still custom. So then you have a price. Whoop. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me just back up a second. So the idea is that, what is the idea? I think the idea is that we have a customer that is coming that's coming to Pixel to help them not only create their website, but also to manage it for them, right? So, so they're going to be using Pixel to manage their web presence. So what could be part? Well, let's expand this a little bit. So there's the website itself. Then there could be writing blog posts. Then there could be social media accounts. I guess those are the biggest things that I can think of. I mean, there could be SEO, but that's probably, what does an SEO company do if it's someone that has like a static website? I mean, what can you pretty much do unless you're going out there and you're continually working to create the content that's going to help you rank for whatever searches you're looking for? That's something to think about. So, so then how do the plans differ? Do the plans differ on the size of the website or the types of things that they would want as the package? So, I mean, you could have like, you can say like website only. You can have like website like premium, say like website plus social. And then like website plus content. This is getting way too confusing too fast. Like, do we want to start writing content for people? Maybe what we should do, or what, maybe we can have different, like, say 3 tiers of websites. So you have your basic, then you have your CMS, and then you have your whole like brand identity, right? So your basic website, you have what is a good price? Don't know yet, but let's just throw some numbers out there. Plus 3 tiers of websites, and they all have regular maintenance and content management. So that's key. Like, if anybody would buy from Pixel, they know that we manage everything for you. It's like having your web guy. You just email whatever it is that you want on your website, whatever, everything's done for you. That's why you come to us. So because of that, the cost is kind of spread out. Well, I don't say the cost is spread out, because it's still going to cost whatever to create the website, and it's just going to cost whatever enough to update the website as well too, right? So, because if a person leaves, which they certainly can do, then they can take their website with them, what they want, if they want. I'll just give it to them. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna keep it. It's mine. Right, but as long as you're with me, it's got to be whatever that price is, right? So the question is how much is it? Again, thinking about an entrepreneur and someone who doesn't have a lot of money, how much would they pay to have someone manage their website for them? It really depends on how much money they have, obviously. So with that being said, so I'm thinking like the absolute minimum to make any kind of actual money off of this would be 150 to upwards of 500 per month. So that's what it would cost. And then you have your CMS website. Actually, something like this, like if it's your basic website, that could be like a lot less. So say the CMS, whatever, right? I think the idea here is just to say that it's going to cost a little bit more. I guess, yeah, it really depends on what it is that they want. Yeah, this one's a little tough, because now we're getting into the what is it that you want the website to do? Hmm. So it's should CMS be included in something like a blog? Oh God. This is where, yeah, this is where it gets into a little bit of trouble thinking how to get this done when the variety of what someone could be asking for is so different. Like so many different websites, right? And then maybe I'm building it too much. Okay. So maybe the CMS website is strictly what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's strictly like a blog. And then, you know, that's whatever dollars. So say that one's, you know, 3,000 and then plus, you know, 200 a month for hosting and maintenance. And again, this is also, if they get bigger as well, then we have to talk about increasing the bandwidth and all that kind of stuff, depending on how many page views and all that kind of stuff. This is still ugly. Like, what if? Okay, so let's just say one package, right? It's a website, and what can you have on the website? You can say up to 10 pages. You can have a blog, news, let's say like up to 5 CMS collections. I don't even know if you need to say it like that. Because that's also going to be different depending on how you build the website, right? So you have up to 10 pages, to 10, like say, static pages, blog, news. Yeah, like that's it. Like, what else do you want? I mean, you could have social media integration. Like pull in your feeds, right? And of course, it's like a custom design. Yeah, and then that's just a flat fee. It's just, that is like $5,000. Or do you just forego the initial thing? Like if you say it's $500 a month and say we build it, we manage it, we just do everything. We do everything for you. but then you have to like pay like yearly, right? Like it's so it'll be like $6,000 for the year, right? Is that more palpable? Palpable? Is that easier to swallow for somebody that is new? Or are they gonna like be like, you know what, that's too much. I want to take this and do it on my own. Did I not do something like this before, where I did a lot of work in an Excel sheet, where I was figuring out like how much thing would cost and then how much money I would end up making depending on how many things were sold? I thought I did some kind of projection like that. It totally depends on depends on a lot. I got some projections here. No, that's not it. Operational tools. Ah, dang it. Oh, I can't see it. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking for this thing here. I know it's pretty important. Okay, I'm not getting any music here. Yeah, I have this one, but I don't think this is right. Maybe I should do that once I figure out these numbers. I thought I did this. Does anybody remember if I had an Excel sheet where it's basically taking how much a website costs if I was to charge, $3,000 a pop, and then have a monthly recurring fee for hosting, and like how many customers you would need, and then how many I would get, and then how much revenue that would mean. I'm pretty sure I've done that before, but where would I have put that document? Marketing. No. Oh my goodness. Bah. Could it be here? No. Not there. Just in documents. Ah, here it is. Okay. So I did this. Excuse me. So what do I have here? Oh, right. This is something I did. What is if I sold a course? Right. Okay. So what did I put all these different ones? This is how these numbers get ridiculous. Just throwing in numbers here. Right. So I had a starter where it's $2,500 and you have 250 recurring, right? So this is year 1 and this is the month. So this is how many starter customers you have. And this is the amount of money that you make per month with the starter, right? Because you have 2 new customers, it gives you $5,000. And this one, you have 2 more customers, gives you $5,000, but you get the $500 from the recurring revenue. So it just kind of compounds. And then you can see as it compounds, like look at this starter. It starts at 93,000 per year, assuming you can get 2 new customers a month. Oh, then it double. No, I still have 2 new customers a month. And then here it's 4 new customers a month after year 2. Oh, excuse me. And then year 3 and 4. And then even year 5. Then you see the starter. Yeah, it just snowballs. Then you are making 2 million. But then you're juggling 576 customers. So how many customers could a person manage? Say one person, an employee. One employee could manage, let's say they could manage 50 customers. I feel like if I had 50 clients, I could manage all of them. Because like, oh, change this, change that. Super simple things that shouldn't take too long. So you're talking about, so let's see. So this is, let's say the number of employees needed would equal this divided by 50, 11. So that's just 11.5. So let's say you have to pay net of all the employees, you have to pay like $80,000. So the total amount you would have to pay would equal this times this number. So it would cost you almost $1 million. So it's like a 50% overhead for just the employees themselves. But then that's not so bad. Then I could bank $1 million and not do anything if I wanted to, right? And then of course you can, and then this was also like a concierge service of $6,000 per website. Interesting. This was selling a course. When did I do this? I remember doing this. I don't know when though. Did I do this on stream? I think I did it on stream. Maybe because it's funny. This is going to be hilarious, but in a bad way. If this was what I was thinking initially at the start, and then I talked my way out of it somehow, and maybe I'm talking my way back to it. So maybe go with your gut and go with the original idea. Maybe that's the lesson here. But this is also assuming I don't have churn. There's going to be churn, right? Like how many customers are going to leave? And am I going to get this year? I'm assuming how many new customers a year? Growth. Oh, yeah, this is crazy too. This is also assuming 20 new customers every month. That's crazy town. If we up this number to 5,000, I mean, I guess you're really, oh, it's funny. though, because the real money is with the recurring revenue. That's where the real money is. Because if I double that, so let's go back to this. That gets to 1.9. If I double this to 5,000, it goes to 2.5. So it goes up 600,000. But if I go back here and I double this to 500, then we go to 3.2. So from 1.9 to 3.2. So you double that number. So that monthly number is what's key. And again, it's like, how big do you want to scale? Do you want to scale to what you can handle, or do you want to scale to however many people you can? So what this is telling me is like, don't fixate on what this number is. Fixate on what the long-term number is, because that is what's really going to help snowball your wealth here. Okay. So, I mean, if we go to $0, say we're still at 2.6 million. So that is much more profitable than charging 2,500 upfront and 250, which is what I said, right? That's 1.9. So if I just do 500 a month and 0, that's 2.6K. 2.6 million, assuming these growth numbers. The first year is where it's a little tough. It's only 66K. But then after the second year, assuming you're getting one new customer a month, then you're building. So like, yeah, it all depends on the growth too. Oh, I had this too, growth. I have different costs. Ah, interesting. I don't know what the growth was. Oh, and concierge is somebody that's doing really, really big stuff, and that's going to be like 6K a month, which is not very much money comparatively. Okay, so this is interesting. So with that in mind, so I think if you want a static website, so okay, let's see what tiers we can do. So you want a basic website. We could say it's $250 a month. And then again, this is like full support. And then we don't have to say this here. So basic website, and then say like CMS website, where you have like dynamic content. And then is there any kind of premium? Yeah, this is this is cheap. But you pay per year though, right? Things are only allowed to be paid for by year. 250 times 12. So that's $3,000. And the hope and the idea, of course, is that a customer will be a customer for at least 2 years, right? We'd have to figure out what the average lifetime of a customer is. So then this would be 6,000 per year. And then there's got to be something that's like I'm missing here. This is like, it's just really, like that's really low. So I want to say something. Oh yeah. It's so hard for me to separate value for the target market and then how much money it actually costs to deliver that actual product, right? So, because I'm like, oh my God, it's leaving so much on the table in a sense. But somebody that's just starting up a business is not going to have the money to pay for, you know, $3,000 a month service or what have you. Even though I have clients now that are paying that much money, but a new guy's not going to want to do that, right? So I got to keep that in mind. I got to keep that in my head. So you have your basic website. You have your CMS website. And then it could just almost be something like just like a large business. You know, we just manage everything of a large corporate website, right? Corporate website. You know, that goes to, you know, $3,000 a month. And then you have like the concierge. How do you spell that? Concierge. Isn't that how I spelled it before? So you have this service, which gives you just like everything. That could be like basically the whole content creation. And that's like $10,000 a month. And again, I don't even know if this needs to even be listed on the website. You could also have something where it's, you know, anything other than this is like, just call me. But it's trying to make this as simple as possible, like on the website, right? I think I want to give 3 tiers. And I do love the whole idea. Alex Hormozi talks a lot about this, but it's like price anchoring, right? Like you have the low price, then you have the middle price, and then you have the crazy, ridiculous price, which is like your anchor. So it's like, wow, $10,000, that's insane. Okay, well, 500 sounds a lot more reasonable. I'll go with that, right? So that's kind of the idea here, what I'm thinking of. So it's got to be known, if you're doing the $250, $500 a month kind of service, then there's got to be a way to let the customer know that if their website grows beyond a certain point, then there's going to be an increase in cost. Or maybe is that something that I could absorb depending on the size? Maybe. You know what? Not something to worry about now. The reason I say that, let's just bring up Webflow pricing, just as an example, because this is what I would have to pay, you know, as part of, you know, eating the costs of, like part of the $250 a month. Well, I got to pay, you know, $14 a month or $23 a month, whatever. And this is also US dollars too. So it's also more expensive. So what does it say? Actually, it doesn't say anything about like your bandwidth. I mean, that's a hell of a lot of bandwidth. So maybe that's not something to really worry about. Because I remember somebody like, what's the name of this company called? I used to go with them all the time. WordPress Engine. They were the guys to go to for my WordPress hosting back when I used to build all my sites on WordPress. And they were, oh my God, what happened to their website? Okay, where the hell's your pricing? Oh, there you go. It's button at the bottom. Right. So you go with their hosting, and it would depend on like they'd have this monthly visitors. So if you had 25 up to 25, again, that's suitable for like, 95% of all websites out there. No one's getting 25,000 people per month. Like I wish I had that many, right? But if you go above that, then you got to pay more, right? But it looks like Webflow doesn't price like that. I mean, their bandwidth here, you got 50 gigabyte bandwidth over 400,000. So it seems like it'll scale. Like if you're going with this. Yeah, the form submission. Yeah, so it seems like they're just letting you let it rip, right? Like I'd imagine if one site, say I get like 100 sites, managing 100 clients, 100 different websites, maybe there's 2 of them that'll end up being really huge and generating a shit ton of money, whatever, doing fantastic. Then it's like you talk to them and say like, hey, listen, it's a little bit more expensive, or you just kind of eat the cost, right? Because so many other companies that are paying the $250 a month, but they're very, very low maintenance clients or whatever. So it's just, part of doing business, right? So yeah, and then we'd see like what the CMS items are and all that kind of stuff, right? And they're not even that much. Like we're talking from $23 a month to $39 a month. That's not a lot at all. So, right. Is this too much of a price jump? I think we're gonna we'll figure that out. And then we're definitely gonna, yeah. And everything's gonna be like, you can just pay right off the bat. And this is, so let's take a look at this, because we're totally basically copying this. In a sense. Okay, well, let's get to the actual, right? Because I think this guy site, where's my mouse? If you just click here, it gets you to Stripe. Yeah, so you could just pay out right now. Stripe, you can actually pay that much money per credit card. I guess it's not Stripe, it's if your credit card can handle that. Right. And if you want to pay quarterly or monthly, then it's a subscription thing. Right. So we'll have it simple like that, where you just click get started, because here I think it's get started, but this brings you just to the contact form. So get rid of this, get rid of the whole barriers of entry. And I think that's what we'll do. So, right. So why are we doing this again? Okay, so let's run this back to the beginning here. So we're building the unconventional mindset. And through that, we are going to be building a newsletter. And this newsletter is going to be targeting new entrepreneurs, people that are just starting out, so people that are on the early stages of building a business, that are very similar to where we are. Because where we are right now at Pixel, again, we are at about $100,000, a little over $100,000 in revenue, right? So is that big? Is that small? Well, it's not big at all. It's still super small. But we've already started a business that has generated over 100K. I think that's a pretty good start. So I think we can have some things that we could teach people that are just starting out in doing their own business, right? So those are the types of people that we're going to reach, and they're going to be Canadians, people that are wanting to leave their 9-to-5 job, and people that could have family obligations and they want to start something new, just like how I was, right? So I kind of know what their minds are like and kind of where they're at. So those are who we want to reach, and so we know what's important to them, and so these are the types of things that we're going to be talking to them about within the newsletter, and this is how we're going to go ahead and promote that newsletter. So if that newsletter is designed to go out to people to help inspire them and push them towards taking the leap and starting their entrepreneurial journey, then it seems to make sense that for Pixel should be a company, which is of course the company that we're talking about and doing our journey and that we're documenting on the unconventional mindset. But it seems to make a whole lot of sense that Pixel would be especially suited for the people that we're trying to target in the unconventional mindset, right? So the newsletter is like, go out there. This is what you need to do to go ahead and start your company. You know, you have to figure out your taxes, you got to register, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. And there's going to be a lot of talk of like why you need a website. A website is really important. You need a newsletter. You need to have social media presence, blah, 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 whatever. Here's what you can do for video, all this kind of stuff. And they're like, oh, if you need a website, okay, well, here's Pixel, which number one, maybe they can teach you how to build your own website. But if not, hey, here's a service that Pixel offers where it's $250 a month or $500 a month, whatever the case may be, as a low price point for you to be able to get your own website as a startup, as a new entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs don't have like the pricing I have here. They don't have, is that shown? Yeah, they don't have $10,000 or $30,000 right off the bat to spend on a website or web presence or whatever. So, but what they do have, well, hopefully, is, you know, they'll have a couple $100 to put towards this. Make sure that they're serious about it. You know, they want to commit to doing good business and being a professional and all that kind of stuff. And Pixel is a place where you can go, where you can get a completely custom professional solution to your web needs. And not only that, that Pixel will be with you every step of the way to help you along on your journey. It's kind of not, definitely not like a coach or anything like that. I don't want to say anything like that. But, you know, the fact is, whenever you would need anything on your website done, you can call Pixel. And of course, for me, I love to talk business all day, every day. So people wanted to call me up and say like, hey, I'm wondering what to do with my website or what have you. That's what I would be there for, to help people in their whole business journey and help tailor their website to what they need. So whenever they need any changes or updates or whatever, it's included in the price, right? So there's no worry of like, well, how much is this going to cost me? I need you to quote me on this and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I'm like part of your team. I'm your web guy, right? Pixel is the web guy and the web team to help you do whatever it is you need to do online, right? So that's the idea behind that. So that's full circle how we're thinking about the newsletter, thinking about the people that we want to reach, and then thinking about how we can actually build a company that is going to pair very nicely with these people to offer them part of the solution that they would need in order for them to get to where they want to go in their building their business, right? So I hope that makes sense. I hope that's clear. I think it's finally starting to clarify in my mind. It only took like, 93 episodes to get here, but I think this all makes a whole lot of sense. And I'm really, really excited about really pushing this forward and really figuring out how to, within the stream, how to document this whole process in a way that is hopefully has some entertainment value, but it's also very educational. And instead of me talking so much about just planning and figuring things out, actually doing the work to getting this stuff done. Because I think that's what I've always said is kind of one of the hard parts, is getting out of your comfort zone and actually doing the work that actually gets you more customers, you know, like the emails that I'm sending to people, like how I'm communicating with clients, how I'm setting up things with the clients, and how I'm doing the work to grow Pixel. I think that's going to be really, really good. So yeah, I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, just let me know. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. Always appreciate it. And have yourself a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you here again on Monday. Ciao.